name is Linda Frank, and I served in the U.S. Army from 1982 to 1985 in the regular Army, and then I did 3 years in the Army Reserve. Went in right after high school. My parents were telling me I needed to get a real job, and I came home from the mall one day, told my mom I got a job. She said, "Great." I said, "Yeah, I joined the Army." She didn't talk to me for 2 weeks. My dad silently said, "Good job, I'm proud of you," you know. It teaches you teamwork, that you have to protect your co-workers, you have to work as a brotherhood or sisterhood.
I'm Gabriel Rodriguez. I served with the United States Marine Corps from June 2003 to June 2011. I was stationed in Camp Pendleton, California for all 8 years. I was able to deploy 3 times. Twice I was able to go into Iraq. I was infantry, so it's putting on your ruck, your gear, carrying a gun, going from town to town. But working with all those different Marines from different walks of life, I was able to use that when I transitioned to the public sector to work with different citizens, different employees that all come from different walks of life. We're all not cut from the same cloth, from the same mold. We're different and we're individuals, and I think being able to work with Marines and foreign nationals overseas, I'm able to transition that into here.
I'm Robert Sheets. I'm the Veteran Service Officer here for the county. I served in the United States Navy. I was stationed out of NAS Oceana in Virginia Beach, Virginia, as well as a couple of times over in different countries in the Middle East. I worked on a flight deck, worked on jets. It was an experience working on an $80 million aircraft and being in charge of 12 of them. Being in a stressful environment and kind of being able to figure out how to work in that kind of world. Very different from what I do now, but challenging in its own way.
My name is Jeff Key. I'm a veteran of the U.S. Navy. Started serving in 1978. Based out of San Diego on the USS Robeson. Serving your country is different to every individual, and to me it was about service. Myself, I was a cook, and it was an important job because it was about morale, keeping people up, working with others, teamwork. Nobody works alone, and nobody accomplishes anything alone. It's not how you finish yourself, it's your team, because you're only as good as your team.
My name's Chaz Tedesco. I served in the United States Navy from 1984 to 1990. I was a boiler technician, I was a hull technician, I was a welder fabricator, as well as a pump operator and fuel transfer attendant. I was on an LPD, which is a transport or a Marine carrier, and so we would take the Marines to the fight. And you know, sometimes we would have to go with them into the fight. So when you talk about Panama and Burma and those types of things, those were policing actions and not wars. It's a different experience in whichever armed forces you decide to go into, but they're all there for the same commitment.
My name is Juliana Nelson, and I served in the United States Air Force. I worked for the 153rd Airlift Wing, and I was there for 20 years. That was one of the biggest things that was instilled in us was service, service. The mission comes first. When you come into the civilian world, that really is ingrained in you, so you take all of the things that you learned from the military, and it's easy to go right into civilian work.
I really commend those who have even done more than I.
My family sacrificed, I sacrificed, so it really gives me a sense of pride to let everyone know that I served in the United States Air Force.
It brought discipline, it brought work ethic that I didn't know I had. It brought all the things that I was lacking as I was going through high school. I think it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I don't think that I would be as successful as I am without that. And it made me appreciate the parents that I had and what they did teach me. I feel that I've done my military career justice by becoming another public servant and continuing what they had taught me through the years.
It's important that anybody in the county recognizes veterans, whether it's family members, next door neighbors, best friends, people at church, people at the grocery store, anywhere. Recognize those individuals, and even if you just to say thank you for your service. For some individuals, when they came back, their introduction back into society after the military wasn't as great as it is nowadays. So just saying something as simple as thank you for your service can make or break somebody's day, life, or whatever.
To me, the biggest thing is serving something greater than yourself and learning that how great this country is, and I will take that and cherish those moments, and I still cherish those moments. It's just one of those things that you're never going to forget.
People always say, thanks for your service, and you never know exactly what to say. So I find myself saying, it was my pleasure. I went in a scared little girl, came out a powerful woman.